Before Macario Sakai was remembered as a patriot, a colonial government called him one word: bandit. Not revolutionary, not a freedom fighter. Bandit. That label was not small, it was a weapon. Because history is not only written by what happened, it is shaped by who gets to name it. Sakai was born in Tondo, Manila in 1870. He did not come from wealth, he came from ordinary working people, from streets, from labor, from printing rooms, from the world that carried the revolution from below. In 1894, he joined the Katipunan. He helped in its printing work, he fought with the revolutionaries, and he believed independence was worth risking everything for. But his story did not end when Spain fell. When the Americans arrived, Filipinos faced a painful question. Was freedom already won, or had the colonizer simply changed? For Sakai, the answer was clear. The fight was not finished. After the First Philippine Republic collapsed and many leaders surrendered, Sakai continued resistance from the mountains of southern Luzon. In 1902, he helped establish the Republika ng Katagalugan, a revolutionary government, a continuation of Bonifacio's dream. To Sakai, this was not banditry. This was the Katipunan refusing to die. This was the revolution breathing through the mountains. But colonial authorities saw it differently. Under anti-brigandage laws, armed resistance could be renamed as crime. That is how a patriot becomes a criminal. A fighter becomes an outlaw. A movement becomes disorder. A war for independence becomes a police problem. Sakai was not a simple figure. His movement lived in a violent and desperate time. Colonial records accused his men of crimes and bandolerismo. But Filipino memory remembers something deeper. A Katipunero kept fighting after independence had been crushed by force, and the system he resisted tried to destroy his name. In 1906, Sakai came down from the mountains after negotiations and promises of peace. Soon after, he was arrested. In 1907, he was hanged. The colonial government may have wanted his death to close the story. It failed, because the question survived. Was Macario Sakai only a bandit? Or was he one of the last revolutionaries who refused to surrender Bonifacio's unfinished dream? Today, his life reminds us that weapons can control history, but also by labels. Court records, newspapers, textbooks. Macario Sakai was hunted. He was put on trial. He was executed. But the memory of his resistance survived. More than a century later, his story still asks one difficult question. Who gets to decide whether a man is a criminal or a revolutionary?